Ladies and gentlemen, imagine if Donald Trump Jr. or Eric Trump or Jared Kushner wrote a memoir. It said that they consumed a certain substance. Let's just say what it is with Hunter Biden, crack, every 15 minutes. He was smoking it every 15 minutes in his jaw-dropping memoir, Beautiful Things. So this is a USA Today article by David Oliver, and it's updated April 1st, 2021. I'm abiding by YouTube policies. I'm simply reporting the news. For the love of God, I'm simply reporting the news that nobody on no Democrat, morally superior liberal Democrats don't seem to care about this, or the fact that this is a national security risk. He's a walking national security risk. He had a .38 also that was thrown into a dumpster near a school. This is while his father is trying to curb the Second Amendment. You think I'm joking about this? I'm not. That was a Politico article. His girlfriend threw his .38 in a dumpster because they got into an argument. Then they lost it. Then the Secret Service allegedly got involved. This, of course, is in addition to leaving his laptop at a computer repair store with incriminating emails showing pay-to-play and quid pro quo schemes. That's obvious. They're investigating Trump for everything under the sun, and they might charge him or indict him with criminal, they're very likely going to indict him with something or charge him with something, and it will be purely politically motivated just so he doesn't run again, which won't stop him and which won't stop 74 million Americans from choosing him in 4 years if he decides to run, or more Americans. But one of the things that President Trump was able to accomplish is really shed a light on the absolute mind-boggling duplicity and disingenuous nature of morally superior hypocrites who claim that Trump and his family presided over the most chaotic and immoral and unethical and criminal, tenure in the Oval Office. And here you have these stories by USA Today. So this is a USA Today story. Hunter Biden says he was smoking it every 15 minutes. More jaw-dropping moments from Memoir, Beautiful Things. Now, in addition to that, his candid chronicle of, narcotics and alcohol-fueled binges. See, again, this would be condemned and judged, and they'd pontificate about the nepotism and the immorality of Trump's family if this type of memoir came out from Don Jr. They couldn't even go on a hunting expedition without being, painted as the most heinous individuals. But Democrats love to look at things like, if it pertains to them, like if it's Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey, wonderful senator, look up his mistrial. And then if it's a Republican that supports Trump, oh my God, they're jumping in the streets gleefully. The schadenfreude is unbelievable. But here, this is interesting. This is bizarre, and this is interesting. And I touched upon this earlier today, but nobody got notifications, so hopefully you'll get a notification. But this led to him buying that substance, the white powdered substance in a different form, in Washington from Rhea, a homeless middle-aged woman he met while he was at Georgetown. Rhea is a pseudonym, Biden writes. Okay, I spent a couple of thousands of dollars on that substance in the first 2 weeks, with Rhea serving as my conduit. She even moved into his apartment and stayed there for approximately 5 months. When he's strong enough, he says he hopes to see her again and help, quote, get her in a position where she wants to be saved. Okay, this is bizarre. I'm not judging from, I'm different from the morally superior liberal Democrats. I'm not judging Hunter in terms from a moral perspective, condemning him atop this soapbox or this high horse. So hit subscribe to this channel right now. get this segment going because it's important. It's following YouTube policies. I'm reading from USA Today. I'm reading an article from USA Today. It's about his memoirs that basically prove he's a national security risk. Okay, this all pertains to the email and the emails, the thousands of emails on laptop that show incriminating messages. I give 10% to the big man. He's referring to his father, so he's brokering meetings, giving a percentage allegedly to his father. This is then that's the definition of quid pro quo, or I should say, it's a definition. It proves that Biden, if true, was lying about knowing Hunter's business activities. Then you're talking about brokered meetings where our beloved president meets with individuals that give his son money or a position on a board as a board of directors. That's not nepotism. Nepotism is you have a hotel business and your son and your family run the business. That's nepotism, and that's fine. Family businesses are fine. Trading on your family name when your father is vice president as the point person for a specific country, and an energy company that's alleged to be corrupt in that country gives you a board of directors position, that's not nepotism. That's potential corruption. That if the tables were turned, Democrats would never let Trump get away with, or his family. But see, again, there's two different ways of looking at the world if you're media. The New York Post, by the way, was one of the only publications talking about. Well, they broke the story. And of course, Twitter promptly banned or suspended them. Nobody would touch it. NPR just recently even falsely claimed that intelligence agencies said, oh, it was a hoax. Or that's not true. In fact, John Ratcliffe was the director of national intelligence. Notice how when John Ratcliffe was took over for James Clapper eventually, they didn't care about anything Ratcliffe said. Of course, when it was Clapper, oh my God, the dossier and the ODNI report with high to moderate confidence assessment. All you need is an authority telling media that there's a high to moderate confidence Trump did something, whether it was Facebook ads with Russia or whatever. That's enough for people to call that fact, and that's enough for people to call that a claim worthy of investigation. That's not a baseless claim. Of course, when John Ratcliffe becomes the director of national intelligence, and he's literally running the intelligence community under Trump, nobody listens to him in media, and suddenly he's no longer an authority, and suddenly everyone's doing the bidding of Trump, even William Barr. And it's always Trump's going after his direct political rivals. That's what they did to him. They're guilty of everything they did to Trump. They are literally guilty of everything they did, almost everything they did to Trump. But here, yes, the book touches on Trump and Biden's business deals, but more compelling are the vulnerable human details of Biden's personal life. More compelling, it's like every... Okay, look, I was smoking it every 15 minutes in the spring. In the spring of 2018, he used his superpower, finding that, which is crack, anytime, anywhere in Los Angeles. At one point, a dealer pointed a interesting firearm at his head before he realized Biden was looking for... Okay, this is bizarre. I was smoking it every 15 minutes. So, if you were like Peter Strzok, the wonderful Peter Strzok, or you're counterintelligence for the Bureau, and you are, oh my goodness, you're into protecting the country from foreign espionage. Do you think maybe intelligence agencies of other countries are looking at this man and saying, oh wow, okay, he has serious issues with illegal substances, and he's come in contact with a great many dealers, a great many people who can provide him with these substances. How easy would it be to obtain another laptop, perhaps a laptop of information pertaining to his father, the president? It's not like this is like he's like a walking national security risk. Now, he doesn't have classified intelligence. No, that was Clinton putting the classified data and top secret intelligence and special access program intelligence on top secret servers. Then you have Uma Abedin's husband using a laptop to send pictures of himself that would eventually send him to prison that also contained classified data. Then you had Eric Swalwell, who allegedly had a romantic involvement with a foreign intelligence operative. I mean, do they ever keep any data like secret or like within the confines of where the data should be? It's pretty unbelievable. But so I'm gonna leave you this right here. This is a story that you ask yourself, okay, they are now, this is what Democrats do. They acknowledge the impropriety, acknowledge the potential misconduct. They acknowledge the bizarre behavior of Biden's son. So it's painted as, his struggles. Everyone can relate to struggles. Yeah, but he's getting a position because of his family name, leaving a laptop, incriminating his father, who will get impeached. Like, they're going to impeach Biden on Biden's son's laptop. That's going to happen. Okay, payback is a you-know-what. Republicans will get the House, and impeachment will take place all the time from here on out because of what they started with Trump. So, anyway, this is interesting. I mean, you go on and on. It's like beautiful things. Like, think of if Jared Kushner, Eric Trump, or Donald Trump Jr., what scandal or controversy have they had that's even on par in the same like universe as this book, Beautiful Things? I mean, it's like there are two different worlds. If you're just not that into politics and you don't like Trump, you'll believe anything about Trump, when in reality, they haven't found a crime. There are numerous crimes just with him losing, like, potential crimes with the 38 being thrown into, like, his girlfriend committed a crime. You can't just throw a 38, throw a firearm into the dumpster. That's a crime right there. You can't just do that just because you get into an argument. You can't just do that. Then you get the Secret Service involved, possibly, allegedly. And it's like, and then the federal government is investigating his taxes. So it's like the federal government is already investigating him. He's already admitting to, like, all of this, and he needs help. They're enabling him. Like, this is a train wreck. This is an absolute train wreck. Nothing good can come from this. Nothing. He has very likely no constraints. He has issues with substances that he still has now, 2018, a couple years back. And nobody's saying anything. Media is silent. Any report on this man is, like, suppressed by Twitter. Oh my God, you can't talk about it. Oh, it was Russian interference. They just blame anything that's detrimental to the Democratic Party on Russia or Putin. It's like, it's pretty obvious what they're doing. They just, anything detrimental to them, they say it's tarnishing democracy. And they wrap up their political goals and ambitions and political objectives into this. They weave their political objectives into this narrative of democracy and the Constitution, which is what the early 2000s Republicans did. But guess what? They took a page from the Lincoln Project, they're completely disgraced right now. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Share this segment. The link is below. The USA Today article is below. Thank you.